Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And today we're talking about a lot of tourists planning on coming in December. They're talking about 1.7 million air passengers, with almost half of that being Dominican citizens. Yes, we got a lot to talk about. You're gonna have increased food prices. How? Again, we got to talk. And the Haitian deportation. Is it real? Is it reduced? We got a lot to talk about it and how it's going to affect you. And welcome in this episode 32 of the Dominican Republic Weekly. And welcome. Stop struggling now, gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. And once again, thank you so much for being here. Please share the videos because you never know who needs to find out about this information. If somebody tells you no credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry, maybe you want to think about outside of the United States with pre-construction properties. Or if you want to do business investments around the world, this also comes in handy. Today, episode 32, Dominican Republic. Here we go. Let's check it out. First of all, we have to go to the Stop Struggling Now YouTube channel page, podcast page. Why? Because over here on the right-hand side, there are members of the channel. Courtesy, some of them are shown courtesy of YouTube. And there's a join button over here on the right-hand side. If you'd like to become a member of the channel, I would greatly appreciate it because that's financial help as well. Now, under the community tab, only members receive special messages here under the community tab. They also receive the link to join me on any live stream that they want to, like tonight, the Money Making Monday live stream. They can join me on screen. And if you're camera shy, turn off your camera. We can still hear your voice if you want to discuss anything. Also, on Wednesday night, only members of the Icon clan can be in the chat room. That's members of the channel. Subscribers, you get to see and watch everything. But on Wednesday, only members with the icon next to the name can be in the chat room. Now, also, there are 1 or 2 videos per month specifically for members of the channel under the community tab, and they have other perks, so go check it out. Now, I'm working on Instagram. Why am I working on Instagram? Because we have a new record. I want to thank everybody who has joined to become followers on Instagram, because our live streams are now running on Instagram on Monday and Friday nights, but not the Wednesday nights, because you got to be a member of the channel. So therefore, you have to be on different platforms where you're a member of. Now, 929 followers. This is a record because normally if I came back after Friday night, this would be down to 923, 922, 921. They're not taking away our followers like they used to. This is very, very positive. So thank you so much, everybody that's come over. Please continue to come over. We are Stop Struggling Now on Instagram. Please come over there and join the family there as well for the shorts and some of the postings. Like, look here today, money never sleeps, verb, confidence, mindset. This helps you go out. Be careful who you let on your ship, because some people will sink the whole ship just because they can't be the captain. This is the thoughts that also go into other platforms that you guys will never see if you're only on YouTube or only on one platform. So make sure you do that. Without further ado, let's go find out what's going on with the Haitians. I'm going to tell you right now, it's going back and forth between Haiti and the DR, but the DR is committed to removing and deporting Haitians. Do you think it's a good idea? I know a lot of Dominicans think it's a great idea. America, they think it's a great idea to deport immigrants. I'm just saying, who's going to be working 10 hours, 8 hours a day and getting not what you want to get? Sustainable, livable wages. Who's going to do that? We're going to get into that another time, but not today. Farid Raful, the Minister of the Interior and Police of the Dominican Republic, strongly responded to statements by Haitian Foreign Minister Dominique Dupois. That's what I'm thinking it is, who claimed that Haiti had succeeded in reducing deportations due to its efforts and international support. Now, come on now. They don't control the border for Dominican Republic. I don't know what his statement's talking about here, but that is why Raful had to answer. And that's why she says, Raful denied Dupuis' claims that deportations had been reduced at Haiti's request. Of course, they can't request. It's not their border. Calling the statements false and an attempt to interfere in the Dominican Republic's internal affairs. She reiterated that the country remains committed to repatriating 10,000 undocumented migrants per week as part of its immigration strategy, and that these actions are fully supported by national laws and the Constitution. Now, I have to side with her because a sovereign country should not be attacked, regardless of the chit-chat going back and forth. Just like a sovereign country, they can dictate their own immigration standards. Now, unless you're part of Geneva Convention, you're part of NATO, which I do not believe Dominican Republic or Haiti is a part of, then that means even other things as well. You are sovereign altogether. If you're a part of those agreements, then you have agreed to bring in and allow a certain amount of Haitians. I mean, not Haitians, but immigrants. So just keep that in your head. Now, we have a number. Raful shared figures showing that between October 2nd and November 1st, 60,961 undocumented migrants had been repatriated, emphasizing the government's dedication to orderly, lawful, and human rights respecting deportation. The minister reaffirmed the nation's sovereignty and commitment to managing its migration policies independently. I agree with this. I do not think that just like every country has their own sovereignty, any other country that comes and invades or tries to invade another country and just comes in to disrupt that country, that is an act of war, in my opinion. All right? Just keep that in mind. My philosophy will not change. So if they want to deport every migrant off the island, that is their right. The repercussions of it, that is also their right to find out, F around and find out. But again, that's their rule. That's what we're going to have to live with. Again, I should bring in our SSN Lifestyle Punta Cana Investors Forum is going to be December 2nd, 3rd, and 4th of 2024. It's coming up in about a month. So get your tickets to come on down now. You can go to ssnlifestyle.com to find out more, or stopstrugglingnow.com to find out more and buy your ticket. Come join us. You want to find out about certain things. You want to know what the top 2 or 3 searches in America is right now? That's right. How to leave America. Looking for an exit from America. Well, again, how would you like to move to a growing company that has a lot of tourism up and coming, and you can buy property, you can start a business, and it's based on deeded property, no credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry? That's why you want to come down, because you're going to talk to lawyers on December 2nd. 2 different lawyers, so you can get the lay of the land. You can ask your questions regarding everything. There is no additional cost for the lawyers, nor do you have to sign on as being a client for the lawyers. They are going to answer questions right there. Bring your questions, get them answered. So then you have basically consultation, and sometimes we could be there for an hour, sometimes we can be there for 2 hours. We're going to be there, ladies and gentlemen. The second day, we go to different areas of Punta Cana and maybe go check out some projects. Why do we do that? So you get the lay of the land and understand there may be some business deal or potentially a real estate deal that you can invest in, and we try to get the best deal for you. That's another thing that we do. The third day, we're going to be talking with a banker that's going to come in and talk with us. All right? Don't forget that, because if you're going to do any business on an island, you need to understand the financing. So please come join us. Go over to stopstrugglingnow.com to get your ticket now, or ssnlifestyle.com to get your ticket and find out further information. Here we are. The JAC expects 1.7 million passengers for the Dominican Republic in December. JAC, Civil Aviation Board, JAC projecting around 1.755 passengers for December 2024. That's a projection. Now, JAC President Hector Porcella highlighted that 956,000 of those travelers will be Dominicans living abroad. So half of them will be tourists. That is a good, healthy number, 800,000 or so. That would be good. Primarily in the United States and Europe returning. Now, I have to say this. If the United States only does 39% like they did in the last month of September, that's not a good number, because then this number will not be very significant if it only ends up being 40% is American and Canadian citizens. Traditionally, it's 56 to 60% of air passengers landing in the Dominican Republic are from the USA and Canada. If you start missing half of those percentages, then that means you're losing a big chunk of passengers. Just keep that in mind. So this open skies agreement better get on board with lowering the rates, because right now when I look online, I see rates increased. I don't see them going down. So again, this is not good. This does not bode well on the long term. And also, what doesn't bode well for long term? November 11th. Farmers face crisis as government fails to pay Agridosa insurance debt. Are you not understanding, ladies and gentlemen? The same thing that plagues even America. Thousands of farmers across Dominican Republic are facing financial ruin due to the debt exceeding 800 million pesos owed by the government to the Dominican agricultural insurance company Agridosa. The Ministry of Agriculture has failed to make payments for farm workers' crop insurance for nearly a year. Crop insurance, ladies and gentlemen, leaving farmers without protection against potential losses. Do you understand? This means your food could go up on the island. This is insane right now. The lack of payment has left farmers, including Manuel Flores, president of the National Association of Rice Growers, deeply concerned. Flores noted that without insurance coverage, they are vulnerable to damages caused by natural disasters, such as storms. Rice producer Nelson Pena added that the impasse between the Ministry of Agriculture and Agridosa directly impacts farmers, as Agridosa plays a vital role in supporting them. Exactly, ladies and gentlemen. The debt, confirmed by the General Directorate of Agricultural Risk, highlights the issue. Agridosa, which subsidizes half the cost of crop insurance, has only received 80 million pesos from DGERA, despite its 90% state ownership. Is that crazy? The recent rains caused the natural phenomena have worsened the situation, resulting in the loss of thousands of acres of crops. Agricultural leaders, including Danilo Severino, former director of National Association of Agricultural Producers, are warning that if the government does not intervene, Agridosa could collapse, putting countless farmers at risk. Again, this is what's happening in America with tariffs. China has already announced early November, Trump wins, tariffs they're expecting. They already started moving on not buying from American farmers for 2025. That means now our food costs are going to go up, which is the same thing that's going to happen in the Dominican Republic. Food costs, rice from DR is going to go up. I have something else for you, though. You guys might be, look again, I'm going to keep repeating this. There are people right here, right now, who are watching my channel. And they sit there and go, he doesn't know what he's talking about. So far, 5 years, I've known what I'm talking about. And I'm about to be on number 6 year knowing what I'm talking about. Costs are rising, ladies and gentlemen, because you guys said you didn't want that tax reform proposal. Good. Well, the peso to dollar is going to go up. Guaranteed, because they had to get a $625 million loan. They don't have the 80 million, or I don't know what's going on with the 80 million. There could be another loan that's going to be attached to your debt for your country. That means you guys are getting into an area just like America, except America has world currency. Dominican Republic does not. That world currency allows the United States to do whatever they want. And since other countries invest there in America using our bonds that are roughly $4 each versus a bond in the DR that's only like pennies, like 60 cents, 80 cents, whatever it is, and is dropping because you keep adding more debt instead of taxing your citizens or taxing developers or taxing whoever you have to tax. You're going to find yourself in the same scenario, except you don't have world currency. So now we'll get back to the situation at hand here so you guys understand what's next. Your food is next, ladies and gentlemen. Merchants, warn, meat industries apply 18% ITBIS to hams. You guys might just go, oh, it's only hams, Eric. Hey, don't you understand? Any price increase on any of the food sources could indirectly affect other food sources. How many products have ham in it? It's not just a ham, I don't think. Let's go see what they have to say. The Commerce Organizing Dominican Federation of Traders, FTC, warns that the meat industry sector informed them that hams and other sausages are taxed at a rate of 18% ITBIS since Monday, November 4th of this month, and the request of the DGII. That is 20% more, ladies and gentlemen, and it's not just ham. It said sausages as well. This also affects anything that's associated with this. That's 20% increase. That is incredible. Can you imagine what's going to happen with the restaurants? Ivan Garcia, president of FDC, reported that yesterday the country's meat companies began applying ITBIS to hams and boneless chops. Can you believe this, ladies and gentlemen? See, what did I tell you? Boneless chops, boneless meat, as approved by Law 253-112 in the first government of Danilo Medina. Remember when you guys didn't want to do that tax reform proposal? I told you there's going to be fallout. Here's what the fallout is. They're taxing where they can tax, and they're implementing Danilo Medina's BS. In the two governments of Danilo Medina, ITBIS was not applied to these products because it was an unpopular measure. Wow. 2 years ago, in the current DGII, they implemented the collection of ITBIS on these products. He explained that by President Luis Abinader intervention, they stopped applying ITBIS to these products at our request. He said that now, with the withdrawal of the tax reform bill in the DGII, they are applying the articles of the law passed in 2012. I told you guys there was going to be a fallout. That means that your restaurants, your grocery stores, everything that has association with ham, sausages, that means it's going up. And you guys have no idea. It's not just one or two products. It's several. And that now means anything that's mixed with these products costs more. We have to explain to our clients that the increase in prices of these articles is because of the ITBIS and that the DGII started to apply. He indicated a communication sent to merchants indicates that all locally produced ham and cold cuts will be subject to ITBIS. Now notice they went from ham to sausage to cold cut. I told you there's a bunch of products that this is going to affect. Let me know what you guys think down below. I find this very, very interesting because this is not rocket science. This is actually capitalism at its worst, because every time companies, corporations, countries, cities, counties, states have to raise more money, they're taxing you, ladies and gentlemen. And if they don't tax you directly, then it's indirectly because you need food, you need water, you need drugs, right? So what are they going to tax? Things that you buy in order to get the additional taxes. And they'll claim that tourists buy. But again, that means the cost of living on the island goes up, ladies and gentlemen. So soon to arrive in America as well, because it goes through the system. In the DR, it hits the system immediately because now it's happening immediately. This doesn't run through the system a year to 2 years later. They're doing the same thing. You might as well just call it a tariff, because 18% tariff. Why not? It's the same thing. That's how much more people are going to have to pay for ham. And I need to add a profit on top. So this thing could be 20 to 25% more for ham products. Think about that. Dominican citizens and tourists, they won't care. They're just going to be there temporarily. They pay for it. They have the disposable income. And with all that said, Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And I know it's hard out here, but as you can see, it's not just the United States that's going to be adding additional money, taking money out the pockets of its citizens. A lot of countries around the world are on that same trend. And the only way you can avoid it is you have to use what I call the state of Nevada taxation scenario. You're going to have to start getting into the tourism industry, trying to get additional people to come into your country, your city, your state, and then you add additional taxes for people that are paying, which would be tourists. But if tourism numbers drop, now you don't have the tourists paying for the taxes that you implemented. Now you're going to have to tax, guess who? The citizens of the country. No win scenario. There is a win scenario, but unfortunately, nobody wants to tax the wealthy of even more who benefit from this. Just saying. And with all that said, keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out.